So in order to enter the country, that is Thailand, and get access to all the mango smoothies and or coconuts you'll ever need in this lifetime, you'll have to complete certain forms and stick within the rules and regulations set by the Thais. So that's the purpose of today's video, just to make sure you don't get denied entry at the border after a 14-hour flight. So the first thing you need to make sure to do is complete Thailand's digital arrival card, which is mandatory for all travellers, whether it's by air, land or sea, as of May 1st, 2025. You have to complete this online within 72 hours before you enter the country, or you could do it in person at the airport, but you may as well do it online, save the time and hassle at the airport. And also it's free, so beware of scams asking for payments, because well, that's a scam. Next, let's talk about passport and visa. For your passport, it must be valid for at least 6 months beyond your entry date, with enough blank pages. This is normally 2 or 3 pages, otherwise they might not let you into the country. Now my next video will go over the tourist visas a bit more in depth, but for visa exemptions, which include many nationalities, right now anyway you get 60 days visa free for tourists, and depending how long you want to stay in Thailand, you might not even need a visa. It's always best to double check online. And for longer stays where you're perhaps working, you will need a work permit. Or if you're studying, then you might not be eligible for the visa exemption, so applying for the correct visa beforehand is going to be necessary. And again, that'll be the next video. Moving on, there are a few things that you might have to show as proof of. The first one being proof of funds. Having sufficient funds, around 20,000 baht per person, in cash or in your bank, just in case, will definitely help. Although most of the time the immigration officers themselves won't even bother asking, they do have the option to ask and see proof before granting you entry. And remember that the immigration officers themselves are the ones who decide whether you can get into the country or not. So giving them attitude or not having everything ready to show them is only going to hurt your case. Next, you will need proof of accommodation, having your hotel booking details ready, because the days of having a flight booked to Thailand without anything else are gone. When it comes, you have to fill out the TDAC. You will also have to enter in the details of where you'll be staying for at least the first night, so having those details booked and ready to show the immigration officer, if asked, will help you again massively. As well as that, you will need proof of onwards travel. Now, this isn't 100% guaranteed, but if you want to avoid this potential extra step and the hassle, confusion and just overall stress of the situation of the border control, then if you get asked to show proof of onward travel, you can either show them a ticket for a flight, bus or whatever it may be that's showing that you're leaving within that 60-day period. This is needed even more when you're on visa exemption, and from what I've heard through the grapevines, that some cheeky people will book a cheap next to nothing flight or even a bus ride within their 60 days to show the immigration officers if needed, because maybe you haven't booked your next location yet, or you don't know how long you'll be within Thailand. So some people get a cheap ticket just to show proof of onward travel. I mean, if I'm being honest, I haven't been questioning this just yet, but there's always the chance. Finally, some extra things worth noting. Overstaying your visas can result in fines at 500 baht per day, or detention, deportation or re-entry bans, up to 10 years, which can be quite serious consequences. Also, you cannot work while you're on a tourist visa or a visa exemption. A work permit is essential. And again, not following the rules or the correct paths to work legally in Thailand will result in consequence. And finally, it's always best to check official sources. Policies change, and with Thailand, they love changing their rules and regulations. So verify the requirements with the Thai embassy or from the correct sources online. It's important to check the correct sources to make sure you get the most up-to-date information, because Thailand, as I said, they like to change their minds when it comes to tourism, rules and regulations and all that type of stuff. And that about covers it for everything you need to know about Thailand's immigration entry rules in 2026. So hopefully that helps those of you that are worried about getting into the country and not knowing exactly what you need to do. Because if you just follow their rules and do everything how it should be done, you'll be fine. And if I'm being honest, most of the drama that you've probably seen online is just because some of the rules about immigration are finally being enforced. The rules themselves were always there, but not always enforced, which is why people think the rules don't apply to them. And also the time of border running and living in Thailand as a tourist have definitely changed. So get with the times if you want to do everything by the book. And that's it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and as always, see you guys in the next video.